Hello everyone, welcome to Good Morning Tarot. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, you might get a message here for you. Now let's try to see what is the main energy at the start of the day. We have here the Page of Cups. Okay, right now you are studying a certain relationship, maybe examining it right now, and maybe discerning also with regards to a certain relationship at this moment. And you need to truly listen. Okay, listen to what is not being said. So, if right now there is a certain relationship that needs your attention, do not just look at the surface or what you see externally, but listen to what is not being said at this time. So listen to the unspoken words. It's going to require some patience. It's going to require a lot of receptivity on your part. You truly need to listen, not only with your physical ears, but with your heart and with your spirit. You need to really listen also to the guidance coming from the divine, because sometimes when we couldn't understand a certain person or how a certain person is acting towards us, sometimes we need also enlightenment coming from the spirit so that we can understand more the situation. And you will have to play it by heart, not just by ear. You have to play it by spirit also. Now at this time, whatever this situation is, it's causing some waves in your inner life, so it is affecting you. Okay, but somehow it's not to the point wherein it causes you a lot of turmoil. There is still an element of peace in it, but it is starting to affect you. The important aspect here is to still be grounded in reality. I think compassion and understanding is also important at this time. Now let's try to see how this will further unfold. Well, you have to go through the process just like the Knight of Cups. So you see here the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's like a journey towards emotional maturity. From a page you will have to become a knight, and all throughout that journey you need to listen. Listen with your heart, listen with your spirit. Have good boundaries also, just like the Knight of Cups. You see the difference between the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups seems to be, what comes to my mind is a person who leaves his heart out in his sleeves. He's very vulnerable. He can easily be hurt. But the Knight of Cups already wears an armor. He has good boundaries. So I feel there is a need for you also to mature in order to have good boundaries. You should know also the limits where people can, you know how it is, so you are not taken advantage of. People need to learn to respect your space also. They need also to respect your point of view, the things that you treasure in your life. You need to be able to protect these things that you value. But at the same time, as you try to protect yourself, you need to balance it also with compassion. Just like the Knight of Cups, he looks at the cup, so he looks carefully on the relationship and tries to, the way he looks and the way he holds the cup, there is a certain gentleness in it. So there is a need for you also to be compassionate, but it's not only compassionate towards others, but also compassionate towards yourself. That is why you need also to have good boundaries. Now, do not be in a hurry with the situation. Just like the Knight of Cups, he takes everything in stride. He's not in a hurry. He goes with the flow and he allows the situation to teach him. Just like also the Page of Cups. Now, when you look at it here, as you mature, as you have more boundaries, as you are more mature also in handling the situation, the waves will be less. You see here, with the Knight of Cups, it's already an undulating river that is more or less more peaceful than the waves that you can see in the card of the Page of Cups. So as you mature, it is easier for you to maintain inner peace. Now let's try to see what is the advice of the universe for you. Okay. Oh, this is very interesting. You see, we shuffled the cards, and yet when we look at it, there is a series of growth from a page of cups to the nine of cups and to the queen of cups. And all of them are in the process towards maturity. From a page, you become a knight, and then you become a queen. The queen of cups is somehow always in the midst of the sea. Her throne is in the midst, in front of the sea. And when you look at it, the sea is peaceful. And she is more attentive to the cup, which is now a holy grail. Actually, they say the knight is holding the holy grail and bringing it to the queen. But when you look at it, the holy grail now is much more intricate. It seems that you have matured even more. And when you look at it, the queen is more intuitive, highly intuitive. So you will grow, you will undergo transformation because of the situation, and you will be highly intuitive. When you look at the queen, the throne is filled with angels. So you need to listen to the spirit guides that accompany you. So whatever this situation you are in, it will lead to your maturity, to your transformation. It will lead you to increase in your receptivity, increase in your intuition, and there is a certain maturity that you will handle situations similar to this one. You have matured to become a queen. A queen is somebody who has good boundaries, somebody who's highly creative, somebody who's fertile, okay, somebody who is able to get things done. And she is now more mature than the Knight of Cups. She is also still grounded in reality, but you look at the pebbles usually when we step on pebbles, it leads to health. So somehow she is also able to maintain health while handling her worldly affairs. So I feel there is an indication that you need to nurture yourself also. So you do not only have good boundaries just like the Knight of Cups, but you need to nurture yourself just like the Queen of Cups. You need to truly invest on taking care of your inner self so that you can continue to effectively invest on your relationships. So I feel there is a progression towards maturity, towards increased intuition. So take this as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to learn how it is to love, at the same time learn how it is to not lose your self-love as you reach out to other people, and a growth towards receptivity to the guidance coming from your inner self. So this is what we have for our Good Morning Tarot. Let us now go to the self-care tip. For our self-care tip, the message comes from Albert Einstein, and the message is: a person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Okay, so part of relationships is learning how to dance with a partner. Every new relationship is a new lesson in life. Every new relationship we need to learn something new, because every person that we meet are unique, and so there are unique ways also of learning to dance with these people. So every relationship is like a dance, and oftentimes we will notice we are usually clumsy at the beginning of learning the new dance. At the beginning of a relationship with a new person, usually we are clumsy at the beginning because we're still getting to know the person. So we should not be afraid also. We should have that humility also to accept that there is a possibility that along the way we will commit mistakes. The important thing there is the humility to accept when we commit the mistake, and the willingness to begin again after the mistake. The honesty to say with your whole heart, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I'm still in the process of getting to know you. I'm still also in the process of learning how I can go about making you happy instead of hurting your feelings. So in a certain sense, openness also, honesty, and that humility to say, I am not perfect, but I am striving to work on the relationship. So just like the page of wands is not afraid to commit mistakes, and at the same time, the page of wands is page of cups. The page of cups is not afraid to commit mistakes with regards to relationships, and the page of cups also is open to new lessons. Just as when you look at the page of cups is listening to the fish in the cup. So he or she is learning from the relationship. The fish that speaks from the cup is the relationship teaching us new things about life, new things about how to dance with this special person who is also a gift coming from the universe. So in a certain sense, the openness to learn and the humility to accept when one has committed a mistake, and to have that courage to move forward and not be afraid to commit mistakes, to have that reality checked, or that groundedness, knowing that at the beginning of a relationship, the probability of committing mistakes is high. And so we also are also open to understand also other people. We are not judgmental, we are not too demanding of other people. We understand that if we are prone to mistakes at the beginning of the relationship, the other party also is also bound to commit mistakes along the way. So we need to be understanding also. When they hurt our feelings, we need to understand also. And we need to tell the person also when we are hurt. Because unless we tell them, they will not know. And they will go in their merry way, not knowing that there are certain things that they are not aware of that causes you pain. So dialogue also is important. Learning to listen, but at the same time also having the good boundary to lovingly, gently saying the things also that the other person has to consider. I should try to respect the boundaries of the other person or the other parties. You also need to let them know how they can also respect and identify your personal boundaries. So it's truly a cooperative dance until you finally are able to dance gracefully together, and your relationship becomes more peaceful, and it's easier for both of you to be on fire. So this is what we have for our self-care tip. I hope that it has helped you in your present life situation. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.